team scored 24 by 7 at 1. They lead by 7 at the half, and the Toyota halftime show comes your way after this.
You'll be amazed where a pen can take you during the Lincoln Signature Event. Now, drive select 08 Lincoln vehicles with zero cash due at signing, including the Lincoln Navigator with standard power folding third row seat. Get zero first month's payment, zero down, and zero cash due at signing on Lincoln Navigator for $649 a month from the fastest growing full line of luxury vehicles, Lincoln.
This place is great. How many cute guys here. Do you smell bacon? Oh, yeah. It's a bacon club chalupa. Guys love bacon.
Like, that's really gonna work. Come on.
Hi. Hey. How's it going?
Hi.
What is that you're wearing? It's intoxicating.
Taco Bell's Bacon Club Chalupa is back. Bacon lovers rejoice.
Smells good.
I'm here with Mike Grunsky, MVP of the Kopinski appendectomy. That was quite an effort today, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. Got to give credit to the team, though. You know, they really stepped up, helped me watch the Colorado-Arizona game cast, and kept John out of shock.
Was the crowd a factor?
No. But John screaming was a surprise. Lost a lot of respect for him today.
Understood. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Be an ESPN MVP. Manage your ESPN fantasy teams. Get video alerts, exclusive commentary, and more with VCast. Only from Verizon Wireless.
Moving day is here, the most dreaded of days. Packing, unpacking, your mind in a haze. DirecTV knows how stressful moving can be, so we make keeping your entertainment both easy and free. For uninterrupted service of the shows you like best, just leave the dish behind and we'll handle the rest. Simply dial 877-616-MOVE and we'll throw in 3 months of Stars and Showtime for free.
Presenting a new original series, DirecTV Hometown Heroes. Joan London brings you inspiring stories of courage and kindness from DirecTV viewers like you.
We've been delivering a lot of aid all over the world.
We want to teach kids to love themselves.
Some people call them neighbors. We call them heroes.
Thank you for everything that you've done for me.
Doesn't get any better than that.
DirecTV Hometown Heroes. Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on the 101.
Welcome to the Toyota Halftime Show.
Dirk Nowitzki of the Dallas Mavericks in a must-win game for Dallas. 13 points and 9 rebounds. He gave up sugar in his diet last year. His game still sweet. A 13-4 run to end the first half. The Mavericks leading by 7 points. I'm Mark Jones along with Stephen A. Smith and Jalen Rose. Interesting first half. This is the Toyota Halftime Show. What do you see in Chris Paul's performance so far? The fact that he's just 2 for 9 from the field.
He's such a great player that you have to pick your poison. You're not going to stop Chris Paul or shut Chris Paul down. He has the ball 75% of the time. So if you're Dallas Mavericks and you're coming home, what do? You want to try to keep him out of the paint. You want to try to keep a body on him. As you see on the tape right here, Chris Paul, he's 0 for 3 shooting three-pointers in this series. One of the things he improved on this season was his shooting. You see Jason Kidd with a little body contact, but that's definitely a shot in the second half I look for Chris Paul to make. Once again, going under the pick, trying to contest the jumper. You can only hope to contain a player like Chris Paul and his stature. And if he's not into the paint, he's not making Tyson Chandler better. He's not getting open shots for Peja Stojakovic. And I think that's the key to the first half. But those are shots that I do think that he's going to make in the second half.
I definitely think he's going to make them as well. I'm not worried about Chris Paul. The fact is the Dallas Mavericks are keying on him a little bit better than they did in the first 2 games. But it's still a second half to go, and you would think with the momentum, the energy, the intensity that they came out with, that they would have a bigger lead. But that is not the case right now, and they only shooting about 42% from the field. So certainly they're being held in check to some degree. We'll see what happens in the second half.
Chris Paul with an average of 34 points and 14 rebounds coming into Game 3. Meanwhile, guys, the Dallas Mavericks Mavericks dealing with a lot of stuff right now, as earlier today, Josh Howard went on the Michael Irvin radio show and talked about an article that was written a little bit earlier in the week in a Dallas newspaper about his marijuana use. Howard has had a very tumultuous day as a result of his comments. Here is what he said about his marijuana use.
What I was stating was just out of a random question that he asked me about the marijuana use. You know, I just let him know that most of the players in the league use marijuana, and I have and do partake in smoking weed in the off season sometimes, you know, and I mean, that's my personal choice, my personal opinion, but I don't think that's stopping me from doing my job.
Now, it wasn't the Mavericks, it was a quote-unquote associate of Howard's that requested that he get a chance to speak on those things said in the article about him on the Michael Irvin radio show on ESPN Radio. Mark Cuban says they'll handle discipline internally. Jalen, what are your thoughts on it?
I want to quote the great American comedian and poet Dave Chappelle. This is when keeping it real goes wrong. Josh Howard, worry about performing in Game 3. Keep your personal life personal. Yes, there was an article in the Dallas Morning News about some of the things he likes to do in his off time. Worry about that another time. Keep the focus on playoff basketball and address those situations later.
Still a bigger issue than that. And the bigger issue is the fact that he was willing not just to only indict himself, but indict so many players in the league and taint the image of the National Basketball Association. When you admit something like this, you don't recognize the impact sometimes, the negativity that ultimately is going to come as a residual effect from your words. The fact is that the NBA has struggled with its image issues because of the stupid nonsense that some people do and clearly what some people say. This is one of those instances. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not saying that he's a bad person by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know Josh Howard to be that way. But the point is, it was ill-advised for him to say this remark, and more importantly, to act as if it's normal behavior for NBA players to do that. Concentrate on your own self, and if you're going to talk and indict somebody, indict yourself and shut up from there.
You have to wonder how much of a distraction that's going to be inside the Mavericks locker room for however long this series lasts. Meanwhile, no comment from the NBA on this issue, although a source told ESPN.com that the NBA probably, quote-unquote, can't discipline Howard. Howard, meanwhile, will speak on the issue after the game.
Probably can't come out and say it was very stupid. That's what they want to say, but they probably can't do that.
All right, and we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, big game tonight in the second half of our doubleheader. The Phoenix Suns trying to get on the board against the San Antonio Spurs. It has been all jingle-jangle. Tony Parker, Tim Duncan averaging 28 a game so far in the series. More on that on the other side.
The Toyota Halftime Show is brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward.
The nation's gas prices rose again today amongst news of high gas prices. Love them, hate them, first caller.
Gas goes up, up, up.
It's crazy.
With all this talk about rising gas prices, it's good to know the all-new Toyota Corolla has an estimated 35-mile-per-gallon highway rating. It's Corolla's legendary quality, value, and fuel efficiency that gets you far enough away to forget your worries. The all-new 35-mile-per-gallon Corolla from Toyota.
The Kawasaki Go Green sales event. Get the lowest payments of the year now.
Make your skin feel irresistible. Skin Contact. New hydrating shower gels from Axe.
Any more questions?
Nope.
This is the one I want. Cars.com had me prepared before I came in. I used my cell phone to get the car listings and pricing info. Smart. Yeah, otherwise I was going to have to go with Plan B.
What's Plan B?
Oh, I was going to have you fight Glondor in a stone circle death match. You should definitely step outside the circle, just to avoid any confusion.
Glondor, let's pack it up.
Nothing like kicking back with a big, fat Louisiana bass.
Nice catch, Willis.
And who wouldn't love camping in the great outdoors of Louisiana?
Toast some marshmallows for me too, man. I'm busy.
Come on, CP3, lighten up. You don't have to practice all the time.
Who, me? I got all the Louisiana I need right here.
The NBA invites you to come and discover your Louisiana at louisianatravel.com.
Welcome back to the Toyota Halftime Show.
Saturday afternoon, live from New York, the 2008 NFL Draft. We know the Dolphins are going along with the first pick. Who will pick the draft's top quarterback, Matt Ryan from Boston College? And will the Jets reach up and select star running back Darren McFadden from Arkansas? Complete draft coverage starts with SportsCenter Special at 11 a.m. Eastern, followed by the 2008 NFL Draft live, 3 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN.
Over on ESPN 2, Game 3 between the Pistons and 76ers. Maurice Cheeks, by the way, was fined $25,000 earlier today for abuse of officials after Game 2. Third quarter, Richard Hamilton abusing that Philadelphia defense. But back the other way, guys, Philadelphia catching fire.
A young team playing at home, playing with energy, playing with a sense of urgency, and they're taking it to the Detroit Pistons.
Andre Iguodala finding his way offensively. It was 64-50 at that point. Right now, they lead by 21 points and changing speeds. The focus of the ESPN Sports Nation for the NBA fan. Game 3, Suns and Spurs coming up next here on ESPN. Leandro Barbosa getting the start for Phoenix in place of the injured Grant Hill. Let's get out to Mike Breen for more on Game 3.
Mark, the Phoenix Suns still confident despite losing 2 games in San Antonio to the defending champs, but they still lost 2 games, and they have to win tonight. What do they need to do differently?
Well, first and foremost, they got to figure out a way to stop Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. Those guys are dominating the paint area of the Phoenix Suns. Shaquille O'Neal defending the pick and roll, guarding Tim Duncan. Tony Parker allowed to come off foul line jump shot. Shaquille in the paint. Too easy. That's what Tony Parker does very well. And then how about Ginobili? Comes off, sees Shaquille O'Neal the vision. You got to cut off angles with this guy. If you don't, you pay the price. And once again, Tony Parker averaging 20 points per game in the paint. Sees Shaquille O'Neal able to get to the launching pad. If you're the Phoenix Suns, protect the paint.
And they also need to get better production from Barbosa and Grant Hill. Grant Hill's hobbled, and I do not think he should play, which would open up more opportunities for Barbosa. Barbosa has great speed, but he's yet to get his game on track against San Antonio. In the last 6 playoff games, he shot 29% and hasn't made a three-point shot. They need more production from both players.
Right now they're playing Don't Stop Believing in the arena. Shaquille O'Neal still believes twice in his career, once with Miami, once with the Lakers. His teams came back 0-2 to win a series, Mark.
Yeah, Mike, he never leaves home without that Superman logo. Here's a look at our poll results from the question, do you think the series will go back to San Antonio at 2 apiece? Look at this. 51 say yes, 49% say no. If numbers meant anything, Al Gore would have been our president, Stephen A.
I guess so. That's an accurate thing to say.
I'm with the folks from my home state. I don't know yet. Michigan, that is.
The Toyota Halftime Show is brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward.
The nation's gas prices rose again today amongst news of high gas prices. Love them, hate them, first caller.
Gas goes up, up, up.
It's crazy.
With all this talk about rising gas prices, it's good to know the all-new Toyota Corolla has an estimated 35-mile-per-gallon highway rating. It's Corolla's legendary quality, value, and fuel efficiency that gets you far enough away to forget your worries. The all-new 35-mile-per-gallon Corolla from Toyota.
When you're on the go, you need a one-handed snack with a two-handed taste.
Wendy's new Chicken Go Wraps. They're not strips like some other wraps. They're made with only tender center-cut chicken breast in home-style, spicy, or grilled, each just $1.49. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Now eat way better, way later.
Snickers. Sound a feasting horn. The feast. It's ruined.
Working every day to unman the front lines.
I need you. I need you every single day, and I want you. I want you every single way, and I need you. I need you every single day, and I want you. I want you every single way, and it's love, it's love, it's love, it's la 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 la, it's love, it's love, it's love, it's la 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 la, it's love.
Proactive Solution has good news if you have a difficult pimple or sudden breakout and can't find relief. Because when you order now, you'll get the exclusive refining mask free with your 3-piece kit. Just a dab, and the mask is designed to zap problems. It's fast. It's dramatic.
I put it on in the evening before I go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, you don't have acne. That's a good feeling.
It works the fastest. It's potent. It's like my little skincare army.
Call now and order the amazing Proactive Solution to heal your acne and help prevent future breakouts. You'll save 50% on Proactive when you order in the next 4 minutes, just $19.95.
For on-the-spot pimple control, I use the refining mask. Just a little dab, that's all you need.
It's a Proactive Best product, and it's part of Proactive's Best offer. Don't just dream of clear, beautiful skin. Make it real. Order Proactive now and get a free upgrade to priority shipping. Call 1-800-761-8519.
Now it's time for the McDonald's I'm Lovin' It highlights.
Are you tough enough? Is your stuff enough? Let 'em roll, let 'em go, let 'em fly. Took a chance on a chance, got to be into it. Not times to die.
Those were the McDonald's I'm Lovin' It highlights.
And sets the table for half two, game 3, best of 7 opening round series. Dirk Nowitzki led all scorers with 13. He also had 9 boards. New Orleans trails by 7. Mike Tirico, Hall of Famer Hubie Brown, Lisa Salters in a second. Coach the guys who were the All-Stars for New Orleans. West and Paul did not have a great first half. That's our Gatorade Cooler Talk, what they have to do here to turn things around.
Well, you got to shoot better than 40%, Mike, and you only have 40 points. West and Paul are 4 for 19. They have a hand in their face. They're not getting all the way to the rim, which they automatically ran a freeway in games 1 and 2. I like the fact that they're being challenged not only by their defender, but by the help man. So they are not getting clean looks at the basket. And when you look at all of this and you just say, hey, what can happen for them? Well, you know that they're going to shoot a higher percentage. Paul was coming in here shooting 64%. West was shooting 54%. Now, everything in the hustle department is going in the way of Dallas. Just look at the points in the paint, the fast break points, and then points off of turnovers. Give them a major A for defense.
Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, every now and again, Byron Scott says that he will just go off on his team at halftime. He said that did not happen this half. He was very calm. He said, I wasn't too upset with our defense, but our transition defense definitely has to be a lot better. And as you guys were saying, he said that they just outworked us in that first half. About David West and Chris Paul, he said they missed a lot of easy shots, and I just hope that they get those easy ones back, because I know in this half they will knock them down.
There's an easy one for Eric Dampier. His first field goal, he has 4. You see the history that Dallas is up against. 2-0, rarely do teams come back, although the Mavericks did on the Houston Rockets, and they lost their first 2 games at home in 2005's first round. Paul, a 3. There's Paul, write it down.
Well, 2 good things happened. One at the Dallas end, Lambier got his 5th offensive rebound, and then Dampier puts the ball right in the basket. strong. At this end, Chris Paul gets off the schneid. He has now made his first three in this series.
The same 10 that started the game start the third quarter. Nowitzki over West, and the foul is called. I don't think West felt like he got Nowitzki. He felt that Nowitzki's gangly fallback to the floor got in the way of him.
Now just keep an eye on this. See, he challenged, but he caught him easy. That was an easy call.
What's David complaining about? His second foul, first on the team here, of note in foul trouble. Tyson Chandler played almost the whole second quarter with 2, and his backup Hilton Armstrong has 3. One more coming for Nowitzki, a very good free throw shooter at 88%, 10th in the league this year.
Now Dirk came into this game second only to LeBron James in foul shot attempts. LeBron has attempted 35 in 3 games, and Dirk came in here with 28 coming into this game in attempts.
Now it's 31. Mavs lead by 7. Game 4 this best of 7. Sunday, right here in Dallas. Good overplay by Howard. Pass Paul for 2. Lead up to 9.
We just said that they were missing at the forcing steals, forcing turnovers, getting out in the open floor. Well, we're seeing them tonight. This is Dallas basketball. Now, can they continue to do this for this entire second half?
Good scramble on defense. Their speed has been very good tonight in terms of getting the ball off the miss and going. Dampier position on West. The foul is called. As Morris Peterson came over for help, he picks up the personal.
Right here we have an excellent move by Josh Howard. He came on the weak side. Page, you never saw it. He completes it at the other end. That was 14-2 on the break. Now right here, Dampier's got to get this down. When you're 6'11", you got to play like 6'11", not at 5'11". And right there, 5 offensive rebounds. Come on, you've got to make the catches and score these easy baskets because they are going to continue to foul you and not allow you. Why? Because you are a poor foul shooter.
At 58% on the season. Remember Dampier, who in 2004 rated himself as the second best center in the league behind Shaquille O'Neal. Got a big deal, 7 years and $73 million. Jason Kidd, the great rebounding guard, saved it. Nowitzki gets 2.
Mike, Jason Kidd is everywhere when he's on the floor here tonight. He's been a bear on the boards. He's getting excellent assists. He's making things happen for his team in the transition game.
8 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Stojakovic, corner 3. Can't get it. Chased it down. Forced the action and draws the foul on Nowitzki, first on the Mavs in the quarter. 2 under.
Now what's to the right of your screen? Jason Kidd came from the top of the circle down, and not only does he get the rebound, he catches Nowitzki on the baseline in the opposite corner. But then naturally, Dirk is shooting extremely high in this series. He came in shooting over 50% from the floor and over 40% from threes and over 86% on the line.
Stojakovic, 7+ years in Sacramento, 4 of those years averaging over 20 points per game. We often talk about his terrific three-point shooting. By percentage, the top free throw shooter in the NBA this season at 93%. Didn't get there a whole bunch of times, but converted 130 of 140. Can't even do that in your garage, your driveway, shooting free throws. Paul fouls Kidd, and Jason has really pushed the issue here tonight.
Yes, he has, Mike. He's accepted the challenge tonight, and he's wearing Chris Paul out. Anytime that Chris Paul is sending him to the baseline, he's taking him strong to the basket.
There he is in the post-up. They didn't get a lot of points out of these post-ups in the first half.
Go right back to him.
Howard drives over Chandler. Free throws coming. And the Hornets are getting into some foul trouble in terms of team fouls here in this quarter. That's 14 fouls in the first 2.5. And Dallas is the best free throw shooting team in the league. So Byron Scott's team could be given some free points to the Mavs here. One more for Howard. TNT doubleheader tomorrow. Coverage starts at 2 Eastern. Then Magic Raptors, Game 4. Raptors try to square the series in Canada. Lakers Nuggets go to Colorado. Sunday on ABC, we'll be in Washington for Cavs Wizards Game 4. And the Spurs and Suns Game 4 is at 3:30 Eastern. NBA TV on Monday will have Game 5 of that Raptor Magic series when it returns to Florida. Remember, coming up next, San Antonio, Phoenix. Game 3 and Saturday night doubleheader, Celtics Hawks and Rockets Jazz.
We just had Terry put two hands on Chris Paul and knocked him all the way to the baseline. So as Chris Paul just made a curl, come over the top, boom, he reciprocated and banged him again.
It's 2 team fouls on the Mavericks, the first on Terry right there. A little more physical with Paul here tonight. West had Howard get to it. Terry go to the floor, but West keeps the triple alive. There's only 3 to shoot, and Pace will take 3. Good rebound by West with Nowitzki and Dampier sandwiching him like a partition. And back the other way, 3-on-2. It's Terry. Out of bounds off Howard. New Orleans ball.
If you have not seen Dallas a lot, that's Jason Terry's move. He will blow out on the fast break with you. If you have a defender back, he'll pull up for that 17-footer.
That's the bread and butter play. Paul gets to open space, but West didn't hit the 17-footer. He's 2 of 13 from the field tonight. That Stojakovic foul, with 8:43 in the quarter, puts the Hornets over the limit here in the third.
Well, I like the energy level that we're seeing from Dallas. They're coming out here right now, and they're challenging. You miss a shot, they're getting the ball out quickly, and they're putting terrific pressure in the transition game. Now, what we're seeing early is the fact that in the first half, sporadic defensive transition by the Hornets, and they went up 12-2 in fast break points. So now you start out the second half. You cannot continue to give away 3-on-2, 4-on-2 situations.
Too many good finishers on this team. Howard with 12 points, still low field goal percentage in this series. Speaking of which, this 13-point lead, our stat man Marty Aronoff, working his third game in 3 nights, by the way, points out this is the largest lead of the series for Dallas.
He loves the game.
Yes, he does. In Boston and Washington the last 2 nights. Let's see if Paul can get going. Gennaro Pargo off the bench. Good offense in the first half. West 2 for 14 from the field. Look at Kidd. Giving him the full show. The feed to Dampier, who was fouled. That is all Jason Kidd, and the fans react here in Dallas to the future Hall of Famer.
Jason Kidd is at his creative best in Game 3. In Games 1 and 2, he was adequate. He did a good job. But tonight, he is really making... Watch what happens as Dampier to the left of your screen goes with the ball.
Dampier missed his 2 free throws a moment ago. Kidd is in range for another triple-double in the playoffs. It would be his 12th. He has 100 in the regular season, including 13 this year. That's the most he's had in one single season. And Dampier is 0 for on the line. It is 2 in the first half. He's 0 for 4 here in the second.
Well, this is a frustration. And what you have to do now is you have to evaluate his play because of the fact that Brandon Bass had a solid, not great, but a solid first half contribution for him.
Pargo, the 3 over Kidd, knocks it down like he did in the first half. Gennaro Pargo hitting shots. He leads the Hornets in scoring with 13 points. 5 for 5 from the field.
Now, he's not bashful, and I like the fact that even if he's cold, he's going to continue to take the shot. He doesn't force anything, but he's not bashful.
Right back to the post-up, UB, and Paul is called for the foul. And Kidd will come to the line.
He's so active tonight, Mike. In the first 2 games, we didn't see enough of that. And I like his strategy. Post them up, force Paul to defend you, or even if it's Pargo, keep going down in there, you'll force the double team.
Kidd short, he's got 1 more coming up. Manu Ginobili at 29 points. The 6th man of the year in the NBA, getting set for Game 3 as the scene shifts to Phoenix. That's coming up next here on ESPN. I really love the drama of tonight's games as Kidd misses both free throws. With Dallas and Phoenix, 2 teams. Big trades in the middle of the season. Paul is fouled by Terry. QB, both of those teams tonight, look, 2-1 at home is so much different than 3-0. You're not panicking. You're not talking about coaching changes and failed moves in the offseason. You're talking about, hey, if we win a home game, series all tied, it's best 2 out of 3. It's such a difference in game 3.
Yeah, but if you look at it, Phoenix at least, they blew game 1, right, in San Antonio. Game 2, they're right there at the end. All they had to do is make a couple of open threes. It didn't go their way.